Hi, I'm Marcy Marxer, and thank you for joining me for Ukulele Daily. This is the second lesson in a series. Now this one is going to be also 12-bar blues. The first one was a 12-bar blues, concentrating on the right hand. This time we're going to concentrate on the left hand. We're going to play some closed chord positions. And here they are. We have our closed position C chord. Now, if you've never played this chord before, start one finger at a time. Take your first finger, and what we're going to do is bar across two strings at the 3rd fret, the first string and the 2nd string. So we want these two notes loud and clear. All right, 2nd floor. All right, now take your 2nd finger and put it in the 4th fret, 3rd string, and we have 3 notes. All right. Now keep working on that until you get every note to be clear. Now take your ring finger and put it on the 4th string, 5th fret, and practice that until every note is clear. Now what's the advantage? Why would you play C like this when you could play C like this? It doesn't sound exactly the same. But one of the things that you can do is, this is called an inversion, okay? This is the first inversion of C. This is the second inversion of C on the ukulele. An inversion is just the same notes in a different order, much like your BLT sandwich. If you order a BLT sandwich and they put the lettuce on top, it's not going to be an LTB, it's going to be a BLT. It all tastes the same. It looks a tiny bit different. So this is an inversion of the C chord. All right. Now, a closed position allows you to do things rhythmically that this open position does not allow us to do. We have these strings ringing no matter what we do. So now, with this closed position chord, we can block off the strings. We can mute. We can play like this. We could play reggae. We can do all kinds of things. And it's nice to add this to another ukulele playing an open position, just in case. If your friends are playing this and you play this, it's a nice little inversion. All right, now we're going to look at the C7. We're going to need a C7 chord. And it's going to be in the same vicinity as the C. It's going to have many of the same notes. It's not going to have this one, because we need the 7th note of the scale flatted 1 fret. That's the 7th note of the scale. That's the flat 7. We need that note. But we can have the first 2 strings and the 4th string all in the 3rd fret. And my 2nd finger is going to play the same note it played before on the 3rd string, 4th fret. Okay? Now, push the bar down and then let up. And just leave your fingers on the string. Just relax your hand. Okay, now this is going to be important when we get into strumming more. But when we're actually playing our blues. But for now, it gives you a chance to push down really hard and then loosen your grip so your hand doesn't cramp up. Now that's a good idea, isn't it? Yeah, we all do things for a multitude of reasons. Now we're going to use an F7 chord. We played an F in the first lesson, but we're going to add 2 fingers to that. And they fall pretty naturally where your fingers would fall if you just put your fingers down. It's a pretty handy hand position. So what I'm going to do is take that F chord, add my ring finger on the 3rd fret, 3rd string, that nice 7th note, and then put my pinky on the 1st string, 3rd fret. That gives me an F7 chord. It's a little bluesier than the F chord. Here's F. F7. Practice that a few times because we're going to need those chords. Okay? Now, after you've done this a few times from F to F7, pick up all your fingers and just put down an F7. Here we go. That sounds pretty good, doesn't it? we played it like this. But now we have this beautiful closed position F7 chord. We're going to take advantage of that since your hands already know where to go in that chord. We're going to move it up F sharp 7, G7. If my first finger lands in the 3rd fret with that same position, it's a G7. Excellent, huh? All right, so we have C, we have F7. These are the chords of the 12-bar blues in closed position. C, C7, F7, C. Now your hand's in just the right place to play the G7. And back to the C. You can even leave your first finger down for both of those chords. All right, now we're going to play along with our backup track set at 100. So the tempo is going to be about, maybe that's a little faster than 100, but right in that ballpark. So you can, if you're familiar with these chords, play 4 down strums for each measure. If you're not so familiar with these chords, just play 1. Play the first strum of each measure, and if there's 2 measures of the same chord, just play 1. Take your time getting wherever it is you need to be. If you fall off and get lost, put your fingers on a C chord because we're going to come back to C. This is in the key of C. So here we go with our closed position practice in the key of C. 2, 3, 4. 2, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, All right, practice that as many times as you need to, and then move on. The next strum is going to be 4 strums per measure. Here we go. Our next drum is going to be on the 2 and 4 beats. We're going to hear click, 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 click. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now notice, I'm just muting those. Quick. You have your choice. Do whatever you feel like doing. If you want to hold it down, 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. That's fine. This is a personal preference. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, here we go. 2 and 4. Now we're going to do our horn section stabs the way we did them in the first lesson. It's going to go bum, 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 bum. So you're going to have to change chords in the middle of that progression. Here we go. 2, 3, 4, 2, 2, 3, 4, 1. Thank you for joining me on this lesson of closed chords for Ukulele Daily. I'm Marcy Marxer.